अब बच्चे खुश और मम्मी भी. कारवा मिनी किड्स.
Why is Shiva so powerful? Threatened by the demons, the gods one day approached Lord Shiva for help. He agreed to help them, but had a condition. In return for his help, Lord Shiva wanted parts of the other gods' strengths to fight the demons. The gods agreed. The fight took place and Shiva won. But after the fight, he refused to return the powers back to the gods. Hence, Lord Shiva became the most powerful in the universe. He has a lot of weapons which makes him undefeatable, like a club with a skull on one end, a spear and sword made from thunderbolts, and a bow from rainbow. Yamala Arjuna tree. Krishna was tied to a husking stand. He was standing in a field staring at things around him. Suddenly, his eyes fell on the two Arjuna trees. These trees were unique. They were actually Nala Kubera and Manigriva, the two sons of Lord Kuber. They used to be ardent followers of Lord Shiva in their previous lives. Because they had a lot of wealth, they had become very arrogant. They even started drinking alcohol. One day, they got drunk and ended up playing naked in a river with the Gandharva girls. At that moment, Lord Narad was passing by the river. The girls saw him and felt ashamed of being naked. Fearing a curse from Narad, they quickly got dressed. But the two sons, Nala Kubera and Manigriva, were indifferent. They were too drunk to notice all this. Narad got furious and cursed them. He said that despite of being from such a good family, they have become ignorant to their mistakes. He cursed them into becoming trees and said they will have their memories as they are the sons of Kuber. But only the touch of Sri Krishna after 100 years can set them free. Since then, the boys had turned into two trees which were known as Yamala Arjuna trees. Sri Krishna knew about this story. He came closer to the trees, but his stand was coming in between them. He tried to turn around and pull the stand out, but it was stuck. As he pulled it out, the two trees fell by the force. The two trees at once turned to two handsome men, the sons of Kuber. They came out and bowed to Lord Krishna. Hearing the crash, all the villagers reached the spot, including Yashoda and Nanda. They asked the boys what had happened. The boys narrated the entire story and said, "It is all the Lord's doing." No one believed them as Krishna was too small to uproot trees. Nanda Baba untied Krishna from the husking stand. Everyone left without giving importance to the two boys.
Bob's Lies. This is the story of a little boy called Bob. He had a habit of telling lies. Bob used to lie confidently. If he was too lazy to finish his homework, he would even lie to his teacher. He would either say that his cat was ill or that he was unwell, but he always managed to escape punishment by lying. His teacher was starting to have doubts on him now. She knew that no one could get unwell daily. One day, like always, Bob had not done his homework. But this time he could not do it as he was genuinely unwell. When the teacher asked him the reason, he said he was ill. The teacher did not believe him this time and punished him severely with more homework. Moral: Even if the liar speaks the truth, he is not believed. Counting of crows. Many scholars used to visit the Mughal kingdom. One day, a renowned scholar came to the kingdom and visited Akbar. He said, "My lord, I would want to meet Birbal, your most intelligent and witty minister. I want to test him." Akbar agreed and called Birbal. The man asked Birbal a tricky question. He wanted Birbal to tell him the number of crows living in their kingdom. Birbal asked for a day's time to answer the question. The scholar agreed and left. Everyone thought the question was impossible to answer. Akbar said, "Birbal, I think this man is trying to fool us. No one can answer this question, that too in one day. How will you do it?" Birbal calmly reassured the Jahanpanah, saying that he will teach this man a lesson tomorrow. Birbal had understood the man was trying to show him down. The next day in the royal court, the scholar asked Birbal, "So, did you count the number of crows living here?" "Yes. There are 47,800 crows to be exact living here. This includes the ones who came from the neighboring cities also," replied Birbal. The scholar was in disbelief and said Birbal was lying. Birbal smiled and said, "My lord, this is the right answer. If there is any confusion, I suggest the scholar can himself go and count the crows again." Everyone, including Akbar, started laughing. Birbal had proven again how witty he was. The scholar left the town in embarrassment. Moral: common sense is always useful.
Crocodile Tears. There was a crocodile which lived in a river. He was very cunning. One day, he saw a monkey walking near the river. He went closer to the monkey and started crying. The monkey was shocked seeing the crocodile cry. He asked him what was the matter. The crocodile started crying even more loudly. "My precious stone fell in the river and is lost. I'm not able to find it. Please help me," he said. The monkey was very helpful and immediately jumped in the river to help. As soon as he jumped in the water, the crocodile pounced on him and ate him. Moral: we should be careful of dishonest and cunning people. Handful grains. Simhapuri was a small town in Vijayanagar. A beautiful woman named Vidyulata lived there. She was educated and extremely talented, but the lady was also very proud and arrogant. She boasted a lot of her wisdom. One day, Vidyulata decided to put a board outside her house. The board read, "I will give 1,000 gold coins as reward to any scholar who can impress me. The people will be judged on humor, wit, and wisdom." This offer attracted people from all over the kingdom. Many scholars came to try to win the prize, but in vain. One day, Vidyulata was listening to one of the competitors inside her house. A firewood seller came outside her house and started screaming. He was asking people to buy his firewood. He claimed it was the best quality and burnt longer too. The man was a distraction. Vidyulata went outside and saw him. She decided to buy the entire stock in order to make the seller go away. The seller agreed, but asked a payment. He said he wanted a handful of grains in return for the wood. Vidyulata was a little surprised. But since she wanted to send him away, she agreed. She asked the man to come inside her house and said she would give more than he wanted. The log seller kept all his firewood on the side. "Lady, you have promised to give exactly what I need. I cannot negotiate on it later. I need a handful of grains," said the seller stubbornly. Vidyulata was also getting annoyed with his behavior. She told him to just come with her and he would get what he wanted. "In case you're not able to pay me a handful of grains, then I will charge you 1,000 gold coins. Also, you will have to remove this board," added the vendor. Both of them started arguing. The matter was going out of hands now. They decided to approach the court of justice to resolve it. Vidyulata narrated her side of the story to the judge. The vendor also defended himself. He told the judge that Vidyulata was right. He also added, "I had simply asked her for a handful of grains. If she's not able to pay me what I need, I should get that bag of gold coins." The judge favored the vendor and said he was right. The vendor was Tenali Rama in disguise. He wanted to teach a lesson to the arrogant Vidyulata.